Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I opened up the windows today or the blinds and I was like, oh, it's so pretty outside.
Mhm.
So I hope everybody's having a good day. Thank you guys for joining us. And you are in for a treat. We have with us Miss Nancy White, who is the healthy sales chick. And I love this lady so much. She is a wealth of wisdom. I mean, whatever I need her for, whenever I ask her for something, she always comes through. And it doesn't take her a long time either. She's connected like that. She's been in this business for a while. And one of the things, she likes to see people thrive and not just survive. And she wants them to thrive in their physical bodies, in their financial status, just living life the best that they can. So you guys,
Yes.
me welcome Nancy White.
Oh, thank you, Ali. It's just, I'm so grateful that you have come into my life because you are one of those jewels that, you're always reaching out and you're always helping other people in whatever it takes. And just like, you're an amazing connector and you're an amazing communicator. And so thank you so much for this girl time for us to be able to get together and just have some conversation.
I know, I know people think I do this show like I'm just hanging out with my friends. They don't realize that. But truly, I'm excited about learning more because you've even branched out into some new avenues and things like that. And I know 2021, like you said, well, like several people have said, people are making resolutions and things like that. But I like your title. You said realignments
Mhm.
opposed rather than resolutions.
Mhm.
So before we get started, I'm sorry. Go ahead and greet the people. Tell them a little bit about yourself. And I think Alan has some links that we'll show now and then at the end as well, how they can reach out to you.
Oh, well, thank you, Ollie. So I was born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, with three brothers. So I was a tom girl, sort of. My mother put me in ballet when I was three just to be around other little girls. But I have loved living here in Charlotte, but also traveling around the world. And so I became an entrepreneur almost 37 years ago when corporate America kicked me out when I was having my son. And so I never went back. And it's been a great journey, learning all along. I started some businesses from the ground up. Some have flopped, some failed, sold some. But my heart and passion is really helping people to just thrive, just like you said, and not just survive. And so I think, for people to know that we can have different allies, we can have different people that we can come and ask for advice, whether they're young or old. I think that's what it's all about. It's always about people helping and connecting with each other.
That is so true. And, even before we get started, sometimes people think, I just got to make it through the day. You know what I'm saying? I got to get these tasks done. And as long as I cleaned off my to-do list for today, I'm good. But we get so busy
Mm-hmm.
checking off our to-do list that we forget that there's a world out there. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't see any flowers. We didn't take a nap. We didn't spend time with our children, our spouses, because we're just so busy. So I
Mm-hmm.
like the fact that you're saying thrive rather than survive. So let's just
Mm-hmm.
even talk about that piece.
Oh, absolutely. And, I was just thinking this morning too about people that are busy or productive. And so,
Mhm.
there is a difference. And, just because we have a to do list, is it something that is serving us, building us up, or, just maintaining? And it doesn't matter whatever we're doing, it always starts in our mind. And, I'm very holistic. It's healthy mind, body, and spirit. And whether it is, we'll talk about resolutions and realignments in a minute,
Mhm.
but thriving is a choice. And, thriving to me may be different from thriving to you. And that whole mindset is that, I don't ever want to stop learning. I want to be flexible enough. If I'm doing something and over and over again, it's like insanity and you're not getting anywhere. You have to make those decisions. But sometimes it comes from research. Sometimes it comes from somebody else that's, speaking to us in a way that is for our good and not for our bad. But sometimes we get that personality, that pride in the way.
Mm-hmm.
We're going, you can't tell me what to do. I'm the boss of me. And so I think it's just, thriving again is a mindset. And it's different for everybody. But as long as we are continually improving and we're continually advancing, that's why we have eyes in the front of our head and not in the back of our head. We want to learn from the past, but we
Right.
want to continue to look forward and to expect, good. And it is challenging because it takes 7 positives for every 1 negative that we either speak to ourselves or
Mhm.
that we hear or whatever it is. And we're always in that combat zone, always. And so it's whether, we're going to let it, like a little duck, let it roll off, or if we're going to try to absorb it.
Now that's the truth. And isn't that interesting? We have to incorporate so many more positives than we do negative. It's like somebody can tell us we're beautiful, we're smart, what have you, but then somebody says something negative and it just like it deflates you, and you hold on to that negative. But we want to encourage you today to listen to the positive, incorporate that, speak that over your life because we do. Hey, we came through 2020. It's time to thrive.
Yes, that was definitely a challenging of something that nobody had experienced. And
Mhm.
so, when you have that unknown big time, you just sort of feel helpless. And so, but that's where you come together, support each other, cheer each other on, going, you know what? And we were talking about y'all at the beginning of this before we started, but you have to have a we that we're going to get through and, just continue to flourish.
And that we is so important because you are so right. I mean, and I've said it on the show many times. I used to think I can do everything all by myself. I can get it done quicker. I can do it the right way. I don't have to sit around and tell somebody, but I don't know everything. And I haven't experienced everything. And then people that might ask me questions, I'm like, I don't know. So it really, if you can really gravitate to that we and find your tribe and find those people who truly support you and remind you to look forward is so important. So, if somebody's listening and you don't have that yet today, we hope today you find it because there are avenues and there are organizations and there are people like Miss Nancy White, and we're gonna go forward in 2021. So
Yes.
what are we going let's realign some stuff. What does that mean? Why do we want to realign rather
And
than give a resolution?
okay, so let's talk first about resolutions, Allie, because
Okay.
resolutions set us up for disappointments. And when we are so excited about the brand new year and how we're going to do this and do that or whatever, for myself, I always take the week between Christmas and New Year's to stop and to reflect over the past and just to see the things I spent time, energy, money on, the things that I want to be able to release before I can receive. And so resolutions usually fade and go away by about 30, 60, 90 days. But then if we haven't accomplished what we're maintaining or we're still working towards it, then we get down on ourselves.
Yeah.
We get going, you know what? I just, can't do blah, 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 blah. So I think first and foremost, resolutions can set us up for disappointments. And so realignments, it takes a little bit more than just to going, I'm going to do this, switch this, take this out of here. We always have to release before we can receive. So whether it's releasing our emotional baggage, releasing any kind of things for us girls, even if you release, clean out your closet and get things, make more space so you can receive
True.
more
True.
shoes or whatever, or slippers in this day and time. And so, but but we can release those things and we have to identify them. And then what we do is to do about the realignments is that we look and see the areas of our life that we need to just, make those shifts, those advisors, those people that are going to be a part of that. but look at it in like setting a goal and then reverse engineering it. And then, that's really self-love. That is so many different things as far as just, just wishing or saying something. But
Right.
set down a goal and then just do those reverse engineering steps on how to get to that goal, to reach that goal. So realignments are those things that are going to be doing, whether it is, and again, it is mindset, it is, bringing people into support. It's bringing those things in to be able to accomplish those goals. And then redirections, I think, are huge too, because, when you go through realignments and then go through redirections, redirections is calling in, I call it the manpower, the woman power, the manpower, whatever it is. You've got to have that support system. You know, if we were supposed to be here by ourselves, it would just be
Right.
by ourselves. And so the redirections are also another huge part of it, Ollie. But setting us up for success instead of failure, I think, is really important. And it's not just at the beginning of the year, it's all throughout the years. I mean, when we set a goal and achieve it, especially females, women, we're on to the next thing and we're going, you know what? You never did stop for a few
Yeah.
minutes to acknowledge the things
Yeah.
that you did accomplish and have that heart of gratitude and celebrate. I don't care if it's taking a bubble bath with Epsom salts and having, candlelight and having music. Do
Music and that.
something to celebrate, because for women, we're on to the next exciting episode.
You are right about that. Now that is the whole truth. Again, even though we've set a goal, we're just still trying to do that to-do list. Okay, and now I got this goal, now I got that goal. And we don't take that time to be like, oh my gosh, look what I have accomplished, look
Mhm.
where I have come, and I think too, when you're talking about resolutions, the fact that a lot of times we think if we write it down, it's just gonna magically happen. And then two, I got a piece of hair. And then two, we make a resolution that we want to do whatever it is
Mhm.
in 30 days or 60 days.
Mhm.
When, like you're saying, we have to realign ourselves and
Mhm.
just let it, flow organically, but have
Mhm.
action steps that are good. Because let's just say if we want to lose weight, we're like, I'm going to lose weight and but you get burnt out because you go from eating what you like to
Mhm.
eating nothing. You know, you
Yeah.
eating apples, you eating celery, you eating carrots. Now you're not going to do that all year. You're torturing yourself in a sort of a way. And
Mhm.
so, like you said, then when it doesn't happen, you're just like, well, I'm just destined to be fat or what have you. But you don't even have to call yourself fat. You're not fat. I mean, we have to change everything, our mindset, the way we talk, the
Mhm.
way we think about ourselves, all of that.
It is, and when you start talking about weight, that's one of those things, because I'm short and like 20 pounds on me is like 40 pounds. And so I really believe in not dieting, because it has the word die in it. And so
Right.
I have not dieted in over about 13 years, because I really believe in metabolic resetting and doing some other things as far as how to keep our body chemistry balanced. And it's always, working on that, because, and I really shouldn't say balance, because balance means you're not moving. And that's like, I don't think there's a balance of life, because that means you're dead. I mean,
Right.
we're always reprioritizing and repacing and doing those types of things. And so, and you have to give yourself some grace. It didn't take me 2-3 weeks to, gain 20 pounds. And
Right.
I was doing some research the other day, Ollie, and was talking about how people, one of the biggest things is, to lose weight. And most people gain around 1 to 2 pounds or so over the Christmas, over the holidays. And so, and they don't release that. And then after, from being in their 20s to they get to be in their 60s, they're usually about 40 pounds overweight. And so if you can think about the mindset of going, you know what, I really want to have a healthy lifestyle, be the best version of me, but being strong and I want to age with strength and grace. I mean, I'm 68 and I've never been this age before, but I still want to be strong, and it is. it's exercise, it's sleep, it's all these different things that help with that thriving body. And sure, we live in this world. We're going to get sick. We're going to have some challenges. But you know what? It's our rebound. It's how we come back. And so I think people give up because they have that mindset and they set themselves up for disappointment. Again, I haven't lost my 20 pounds in 30 days. So,
Right.
but it might have taken you a few years to gain that 20 pounds.
Right. And you want to sustain whatever you're doing. So that realignment, like you even said, is realigning our mindset, because when you have a goal, you be like, okay, I'm not here yet, but I'm still working towards that. So what do I need to tweak? Even like with the losing weight. Okay, so that didn't happen. So what do I need to tweak? Why didn't I lose the weight? What do I need to change? So I think when it's not just a resolution, but you're realigning your focus, you're realigning your actions and your steps, then that makes a big difference, because you don't get so disappointed when it doesn't happen in this time frame. You just like, even like building a business, if entrepreneurs, okay, I didn't get to launch this month. So what do I need to do? What do I need help with, really, to launch? Because maybe there's something I'm getting overwhelmed or frustrated about. So who do I need to call and say, I need help?
And you mentioned something earlier in our conversation. You were talking about, loving yourself and just, really, women especially, the fastest way for disappointment is to compare. Is start looking at somebody else to compare, blah, 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 whatever it is. But we have to love and like ourselves just the way we are. And I'll tell you something, as a believer, when we grumble about it, I'm going, you know what? God does not make junk. God creates these incredible beings, and we need to be thankful and grateful that he created us just the way we are. We want to be our best version of ourselves, and that's ongoing and kind of just like you mentioned, maintenance. But, and I think, women don't ask for help. And we don't accept help sometimes. And that's a lesson that I learned over the years. I will ask, and I will accept, and I will do.
And, I think, too, that comes from somebody disappointed you at some point in time. Somebody that you thought you were very close to disappointed you or walked out on you or whatever happened. And so a lot of times we get scared and we build those walls and we just be like, well, I'm just going to do this, But, and I'm learning, it happens. That truly is life. Everybody that comes across your path is not meant to stay in your life. Sometimes you learn things from them. But always, take whatever good you can from whatever situation, whatever knowledge you've learned, whatever strength you've gained, and keep going.
Absolutely. Because rejection is a bitter pill to try to swallow. And, rejection can come from, my father died when I was 9 and he didn't, have any control over it, but I still felt that kind of rejection. If I've gone through a divorce, that's still a rejection, especially children feel that rejection or whatever. But, that's where healing comes in and forgiveness comes in. And to me, that's like an onion, Ollie. It's just like when you cut an onion in half, you see all those layers. And that's where healing and forgiveness and all these things come through layer by layer. And then you build on that because, again, like whether it's releasing unhealthy weight, I call it releasing instead of losing. If we lose something, it gives the mindset going, then I need to find it. No, when you release some unhealthy weight or release some unhealthy habits or whatever, you don't want to find them again.
So true, very true.
It is. But, I think and that you're absolutely correct. It's part of life. It's part of living. We do not have wings yet and we are not perfect. And you know what? We have to give our own self some grace and space. We have to know when to bless and release people that are not serving us or even whatever that is. But, I think people are really hard on themselves.
Right. And, and I definitely want the listeners to understand that whatever your realignment is, like Nancy said, my realignment is not the same as hers. So whatever your realignment is, these steps still apply. These
Mhm.
thoughts still apply. You still have to do the work. And, I know we are fighting a lot of stuff. There's a lot going on, even in the country. And
Mhm.
so we definitely have to release any type of negative energy, any type of stress. And I know it's easier said than done because trust me, hey, we're still here too. We're still walking that path. We still make that daily decision,
Mhm.
just like you guys are.
Mhm.
So, Nancy, when you're getting, you when like all these things that are happening and you don't really know what the next day is going to hold or what's going to happen. Like for me, let's just say Wednesday, inauguration day, I'm just like, what is going to happen in the country? How do you work through that?
Okay, well, something first and foremost, I'm going to continue to keep praying for this country and just for the healing of this country and for people's hearts to be grateful no matter what. Human beings are human lives. I don't care what your status is or which policy or which um,
Party or whatever.
Republican, I mean, whatever it
Yeah.
is. But I think for myself too, I have to know that, or this is stress for anything. Do I have control over this? Is this something that I have been entrusted to be a
Come on.
steward over? And that's either yes or no, especially
Right.
when it comes to, things that happen in life. If somebody dies suddenly or whatever, it breaks your heart or whatever, and you have that compassion that you didn't have control over it, but you do know how you can react to it. And but if you do have control over something, like when we were raising children for until they get to a certain age, then we do have control
Right.
over what they're eating, what they're watching, and all these different other things, and loving them. But when we have control over the things that are entrusted to us, then we need to be a good steward of it. The things that are coming up and or that continually go on that we don't have control over, I believe that you need to continually to pray and to release. But it's a heart check. It really is a heart check. I mean, we talked about it's in our mind, and then it gets into our heart, and then we take actions. Um, I don't give up. I'm never going to give up, and even after my last breath, I'm going to be on to the another whole dimension. But
Right.
but the being smart, being wise, um, and just really continuing to encourage others, and the power of prayer is huge. But it is when you have no control over the things that are coming up, we do know that the power of prayer, the power of encouragement, just because we may not agree about some things politically, you know what, we're still people and we're still human beings, and
Right.
we're called to to really love and support each other. And that is one of the biggest commandments that there is. So but as far as what you're saying, about the unknown, I think it's smart to be wise. It's smart to not put yourself in harm's way. It's smart not to do things that that could be detrimental to your family or yourself or whatever. So, the main thing is, I just it breaks people's hearts. It makes them sick to their stomach. I don't care which political thing you're associated with. It's really disheartening. But I mean, I have my whole opinion about end times and so and what's going to be going on. So, you
Oh,
know,
we
but
have
I
to do
think
a show on that now.
I know. But I think it's just for the things that are coming up that are the unknown. Again, keeping ourselves right, and doing the things that are again are right, uplifting and pure of heart, and without ulterior motives, without trying to, you know, destroy somebody else. Everybody has the right to live and thrive their lives while they're here. And so, you know, but it's we don't understand. And when
Right.
we don't understand, and the brain and everything goes into that little confused state of being, that's when you need to really, I'm going to call it stop.
Come
We have
on,
to
stop sign.
stop. And then, just stop.
Yeah.
Even like when kids are fighting and stuff or whatever, just stop. for a moment and just,
Right.
reassess and reevaluate what's going on. So I don't know, I hope that answered your question, Ollie. That
Absolutely, because I mean, it's really the same thing, even when you know there's a situation coming up, when you know you've got that big meeting,
Mhm,
whatever that deadline is, you have to continue to incorporate all the goodness. You got to
mhm,
play it can be praise music if you like jazz,
mhm,
whatever gets you in a good mindset. You got to do that. You got to
mhm,
incorporate that. Like prayer is definitely, get you three or four scriptures. And just like when she held up that sign, that's what I was thinking about too. Sometimes you got to put signs around you so you
mhm,
can, when you look up and you're frustrated, you're like, oh yeah, I can do this. I can do all
mhm.
things through Christ who strengthens me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So you got to have those things and definitely take a moment every day.
Mhm.
I mean, if you got to take a moment every hour, you do what you need to do. You
You
know?
know, something that I started at the beginning of this year, because I have a friend that lived in Dubai, and she's a beautiful Christian woman, smart, intelligent woman. And she learned some really interesting habits from some of the Muslim, her friends. And so something I started was that in my phone, at 9, 12, 3, and 6, I have an alarm that goes off. I don't care where I am, what I'm doing, it just goes off. And it reminds me just to stop for a minute and
Yeah.
just pray and thank the Lord. And I've got a lot of things, friends and relatives that have got a lot of stuff going on right now. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a great time just to stop and just lift them up and just to pray for it. But that was something new that I started this year for myself,
Oh, that's
that I wanted
cool.
to incorporate it. And so,
Yeah, and that's a good idea though. Like with anything, if I keep talking about eating and the weight thing, but it's common to everybody. But even that, if you have to set your alarms and say, "Hey, have I drank my water? Hey, have I eaten my fruits? Hey, have I made my smoothie? Hey, have I moved in the last?" Because
I know,
that
either move it or lose it. I know.
because
So,
being in the house, and sometimes I would really look up and I'm like, have I been sitting here for 6 hours on this computer working? I gotta get up. Then when you
set
try to
your
get up, it's
set
like,
your
oh,
timer. And the other thing we started talking about, my heart and passion, is every 3 to 4 hours you need to be putting some kind of protein in your body. Protein pacing is huge. And then also get up and go out 2 to 3 times a day. Set your timer. Go out on your front porch, your back porch, and do 4 big box breaths. Breathe in, count
hmm,
of 4, hold it for 4, and release it for 4. But it's
hmm,
incredible what it does for your brain to get oxygen in and for you to get up and move. And the other thing, and I noticed you put up, at the beginning, the GRT journal. It's a tool for people that don't like to journal, but they don't mind filling in the blanks.
filling in the blanks.
It's because it's a self accountability. But even for myself, when you go through at the end of the day, did you drink your water? Did you eat healthy? Did you sleep well? Did you exercise? And for mine, if I don't get to put a check mark in it, like 2 days in a row, I'm going,
I,
I'm the only one that's going to move it. I'm the only one that's going to drink the water. And so, but those are the things that, for exercise, that's another whole subject, how beneficial it is, not only for just your muscles and staying, being able to walk upright, because, we want to, our body's a miracle. The strength of your muscles are huge. That's another whole topic. Yeah. So I encourage you,
yeah,
use your technology. Use your technology to schedule it in. We schedule everything else in for everybody else.
right.
Don't schedule it in for yourself.
Now that's another thing. We'll put down those doctor's appointments. We'll put down the kids got to be at practice. Well, they not practicing right now, but wherever they used to have to go. I
Yeah.
mean, we made sure we made time for everything else. But
Mhm.
really, we have to be grounded. And I said this on another show that when the before you take off in the airplane, they say if there's an issue that your oxygen mask will fall
Mhm.
down, you put yours on before you help somebody else.
Mhm.
So, we really, really, really got to make sure we're good, make
Mhm.
sure we're taken care of, make sure we're solid, make sure because things are going to happen and you're going to have to do lists. And, when things get back to Probably won't ever be normal like it was, but
Yeah.
like you were saying too, though, people are
The
starting to
next
get
exciting episode.
busy. Right. So we got to
Yeah.
be prepared. So,
Mhm.
so
It
I don't
is.
want to get too far from your realignments. Are we still
We're
in
good.
that?
We're good because this is all part of it.
Okay.
Because,
Okay.
I think whatever it is, because when people just stop for a few minutes and they think about, what it is and how they want to improve and continue to thrive in a certain area, it's going to come to our awareness, what's going to bubble up to the surface, what's going to come up that really does make a difference to us. If it doesn't make a difference to us, we don't need to be spending time, money, energy on it. But if it really does make a difference, not even just like we're talking about, self care is not selfish, because taking care of ourselves, blesses other people in our lives. But if it really doesn't matter to you, then I think that's something that people need to evaluate. Anxiety and depression in this country before
Mhm.
even COVID it is associated with the six top killers. Well, when COVID came along, it's like throwing gasoline on anxiety and stress. You have to have good, healthy ways to combat and to manage the effects of stress in your body. Stress either manages you or you manage it. And
So
so there's different ways that we can do things. Remember, you were talking about things that we can release, that we have control over, and the things that we do and we don't. It's the same when it comes to, managing stress, because if we're always anxious, just think about it. It's just like the gears and everything are continually running, 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 running in the background. And then we're trying to function at our highest level and being our best. We have to just stop sometimes and just realize what's going on in the background. It's like when we've got apps and things, and
yes,
something's not, functioning properly. You got to go back and start closing those tabs,
right.
because it's slowing down, your productivity and the efficiency.
That's a good way of putting that. All those tabs are open, and you're like, "What is taking so long?" And so sometimes you're right. In our life, we're like, "What's taking so long for me to thrive? What's taking
Mhm.
so long for this to change?" Okay, how many things are you working on at the same time? How much time are you really giving to this thing that you really want to happen? Like, you really want to launch your business, you really want to write your book, you really want to you know get out in the neighborhoods and in the community, but you slow doing that because you're doing this. And really, like you said, it's stuff that doesn't even matter to you. You're doing it because you trying to help somebody else, or you know you don't want to be that friend that says no or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's okay. You can say no. It's
You
okay.
can. No is a great word. No, no, thank you. Or if somebody asks you to do things, you can say, you know what, my plate is so full. Until I get something off my plate, I can't put anything back on my plate. And
Right.
then also, let's see if we could find somebody else that it would be better suited, that has gifts and talents that
Mhm.
could be able to help you with that. Because women, especially, we will say yes before we think about it, pray about it, and just decide, all right, this is a
Right.
commitment, and you have a spirit of excellence. Everything we do, we want to have that mindset of that spirit of excellence. I used to tell my children when I was teaching them to wash the toilets, I said, you know what? It doesn't matter what we're doing. We need to have that spirit of excellence. We want to do the very best that we can with what we've got. And that is being a good steward. And so it's being a good steward of your time and saying, no, thank you. Thank you so much. It was so kind of you to ask me, to be a part of that or whatever. But, my plate is really full right now. And until something comes off, I don't have room to put it on.
Absolutely. And like you said, until something else comes off, or no, not today, you are the steward of your time. So you'd be like, not today, but hey, I'm free all day Thursday. If
Mhm.
you're still doing this Thursday, or if you can put off till Thursday,
Yep.
I'm available. So we really have to exercise our voices, exercise our rights, over
Mhm.
our time, our finances, our health, everything. So I just am enjoying this conversation, and I hope you guys are too, because really, I know what that's like, to say yes to everything, to want to help everybody, to want to save everybody. I know what it's like. And then you're there, you're like, I need some help. I can't move. You know, what's going on in my life? Why am I stressed out? Why can't I sleep? And so you have to really evaluate all those things that are happening. I can't sleep. Like last night I couldn't sleep. So I had to say, okay, what's going on? What's happening? What am I worried about something? Am I stressed about? And so we have to ask those questions.
Can I give you a tip on sleeping?
Yes, please do.
I remember, I love when the mom comes out in me. So I'm a 35-year researcher in natural prevention, but
Come on.
if we're waking up between 1 and 4, it's stress. And so something you can do before you even get into bed. And if your children, just do it for fun, because we're all supposed to get technology out of our face and at least an hour before we go to bed. But you can just lay straight on your back on the floor and put your feet straight up the wall, keep your arms out, and just do some big belly breaths. And what it does, it recalibrates the blood in your body. And that's another great way. Another wonderful way is that after we're 30, our body quits making melatonin. And we've got something that's an incredible sleep spray that's got 17 ingredients. You can use a little bit of sleep spray, but you can also use some and make sure you've got it. It's just certified that it's food grade lavender oil, and you can adjust it. You can put 1 drop in about 8 ounces of water and just, sip on that, before you go to bed. And that can usually help also with sleeping. And then also the temperature of your room matters. You can diffuse, some lavender, or you can do some different things. But if you're waking up between 1 and 4, it's usually stress. And if you've got to get up and go to the restroom anyways, then you can put your feet up the wall, let that blood recalibrate, and you can usually go to sleep. But again, before you go to bed, if you've got just a little notebook or like the GRT journal, you end your day with gratitudes and you reflect over the good things that happened, and you go to sleep, with that attitude of gratitude and thankfulness. And, it makes a big difference. And then you can also release the things. Remember, we were talking about the things we can release that we have no control over. We can give them to the Lord. And it's easier said than done. I mean, even for myself, there's been things in my life that I've had to go through that I thought I had forgiven somebody for, and it was still not my gut. And I would just say, you know what? I really need to have some help, Lord. I need to have help. I've had counselors. We all need to have somebody that comes alongside us sometimes, because we can't, release those things all by ourselves. It's sort of like it keeps coming back. It's like, and, remember that onion with the healing and the layers?
Right.
It takes time.
Yes. And just like we said, with some things that happened to us in our child, it didn't happen to us overnight. We've been carrying it for a long time. We've been thinking it's pushed to the back, but it's still there. And so it's still been luggage that we've been holding on to. So one session might not get rid of everything. So it's truly a daily process. Even with relationships, like if you're married or you have a to be, that the one you think you met, the one, it's a daily process. You have to work at that relationship every day. You can't just call them on Sunday and be like, hey, have a good week, and then you don't talk to them the rest of the week. So we can't do that in any type of project in our life. We have to daily work at it, daily feed it, daily prune it, something.
Absolutely. And there's techniques that we can learn to be able to release. I loved helping women when I've spoke before. Everybody leaves with a rock, and I can tell you, and then, but even with children, because children in blended families and children, need to have a good, healthy way to be able to let go of some things. And that's, again, another whole subject, Ali, that, when you can teach the next generation the things that can serve them all through their lives, because just like you said, there's always going to be the next challenge. There's always going to be whatever is coming up. But when we can learn good, healthy ways to deal with them and to work through, and it is work sometimes, but the benefits are huge. And so I think, especially with children, it's really sad because children, the anxiety, the suicide, and all those things that are on the rise right now, you have to be able to give them some practical ways to know how to deal with that.
And that is so true because, we think if they're in their bedrooms that, hello, we can hear through the door. We're hearing everything that's going on. And
Mhm.
so they're absorbing that and they might not be able to come to you and talk to you. So they're just sitting with that energy. They're sitting with that fear. They're sitting with so much. And so that's why I think it's so important for parents to take that time, sit down with your children. And
Mhm.
again, you can't just do it at the beginning of the year and then the beginning. No, it's
No.
we need to do it constantly. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? How you feeling?
Mhm.
Anything bothering you? So I
And
mean,
that's another suggestion, because I think, with families, whether, they're blended, single parent or whatever, is
right.
like, pick a time, pick like a Sunday afternoon, maybe like at 4 o'clock or whatever, when it works for everybody, have everybody just sit down, and just talk about the week that's coming up, and start with the youngest person going, so what's coming up for you this week? What is something that, you're looking forward to, or what do you have to do? And
Mhm.
so, and everybody's going to listen to the things that are coming up, and then everybody gets to be on the same page. So mom and dad are working from home, you're homeschooling, you're doing these things,
Yeah.
and you're reviewing everybody's schedule, and everybody's schedules matter. And so, and then you have to schedule in those fun times, that time, okay, this is going to be our family night. This is going to be when we're going to play games. This is when we're going to be, do popcorn in a movie or whatever it is, or exercise. This is when we're going to, have a
Right.
contest, and, whoever, but I think just even taking one time at the beginning of the week before the week begins, and just letting everybody be peaceful and calm and come together, it encourages communications. It forms great habits of being able to talk about things. And like you said, is there something that's bothering you? If you don't want to share it with everybody in the family or whatever, then, let's talk about it. Or, if you don't want to talk to me, then we'll find somebody else that you can talk to that, will be completely trustworthy. So everybody needs to have their voice, and to
Mhm.
be able to express, what's going on with them.
That's a really good idea. I love that because too, then, even with siblings, the little brother might be like, well, why is he not playing with me? Why is he not talking to me? But then if you've had that conversation, then you can be reminded, remember he said on today he had this big test or, and he's studying. So it really doesn't have anything to do with you. He just needs to concentrate. So I think
Mhm.
that's an excellent idea. I love
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
So Nancy, I know I can't believe our hour is coming to a close. We're not there yet, but I definitely want to make sure that, we can hear more about everything that I know we can't hear about everything you have going on, but what else is it that you want the listeners to know or to maybe take part of?
Well, anything that, people want to, I would love just to have conversations with people to find out what they're doing, for their own self-care. We don't, just like you said, you don't want to just be in survival mode. You want to be in thriving mode. And so, but love to have conversations with people. We are always having fun challenges that we start, whether it's, for people that want to release some unhealthy weight. And we've got something new that just came out, Ollie, last weekend, that women are absolutely going to love. We've got a new collagen elixir that has been used in Australia for 5 months. And in this country, we women, well, not me, spend $80 billion on like Botox, skincare, and all these things. And this is something that is just incredible. And we're getting ready to have a glow challenge. And so I love helping women, especially to look and feel their best, because again, we want to be the best version of ourselves. It's not that we're in competition, but
Right.
but if it matters to you that, if your wrinkles start going away and you get to have a little do-over with your
Yeah.
your your aging process, then why not? Again, we just want to be our best versions, but would love to talk with anybody to see what's going on with them. If I have any resources for their physical, their emotional, their business, those different things, like, we all need to come together. And, we recommend and refer people that we have met, that we've known, And, if
Mhm.
I have ever referred somebody to someone and they have done them wrong or not been kind or tried to, quote, sell them something, I want to know about it really fast because they get taken off of my referral list.
Mhm. Mhm. That is awesome. And like I'm telling you, she is a wealth of knowledge. See how she just pulls out these ideas and things that we can incorporate to help us sleep, to help with the family, and now, to help us age. And, that is something like I think for everybody when they started working from home at first, everybody's in their pajamas all day, keep their head wrapped up. But then you're like, that kind of makes you feel, like, what's the point? So I've noticed that even on Zooms and stuff now, people are, they're taking their shower to put in their, I don't know if they shower, but anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But they're putting their
They're
clothes
not
on.
in their pajamas.
Right. And so, that makes a difference how you look and how you feel, and one thing that I'm working on is like the blemishes, that I'm like, okay, what's happening? What am I eating in excess of because I'm at home or something that's causing these blemishes and things? So definitely, whatever you can do, let's do it, right?
Yeah. We only have
In a healthy way.
only one time around, and you might as well do it the very best we can.
But
Mhm.
I know one thing you've said before is like our cells regenerate like every 6 to 8 years, right?
Yes, we get new bodies every 6 to 8 years, and I love
Right.
helping cancer thrivers, especially because, again, my father and brother died of blood cancers, and I love helping them to have hope and just know the different things that they need to how to keep their pH where it needs to be. But yes, those trillion cells that we have, if you fuel them with the 90 basic building blocks and 70 of them are ionic minerals, those healthy cells regenerate. And so, again, our skin regenerates every 21 days. Ollie, I'm surprised we don't look like cheesecloth. It's like, but it is. We get new bodies every 6 to 8 years. So again, you might as well make a new good one. And I've stayed 6 sizes down for over 12 years. Again, I'll never diet again, but I have to maintain. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like, if I wake up and I get to put my feet on the floor and go, yay, I'm here again. I really want to do my very best. And I love helping people to give them hope, especially if they've gone through COVID or something, to get their immune system built back up, to get
Yeah.
their energy levels built back up in a natural, healthy way. So I just love meeting people, Ollie, and just talking with them and offering suggestions. And, I want to hear what's going on with them because we may try to assume something about people,
Right.
you can't. Somebody just might say, I would really love just to get a good night's sleep and wake up refreshed and renewed. Or, you know what, I really would love to have some great natural energy or whatever it is. Or, the mind. If they want to have some things that are helping their mind to remember their brain chemistry, some people that have had relatives that have had, some challenges with their brain, there's
Hmm.
ways that you can naturally nourish your brain. And so I could talk all
Wow. And all these things are happening, and
day.
so she is here. And, get a hold of this information now.
Mhm.
Even if, that's not your lot right now, you're not dealing with that right now, you really don't know what's to come. So still reach out, connect, get the information because somebody's going to come across your path and you're going to be like, I don't know why I talked to Miss Nancy 6 years ago and we was talking about, I didn't understand, but hey, this is what I remember from that conversation. Maybe this can help you.
Yes.
So get all the knowledge, get with all you're getting and get understanding about it all. But I know that there's some links up. Miss Nancy there's a health quiz that you can take. And I think there it is, the healthysaleschick.com/health quiz. Take that quiz, see where you are. And, then Nancy will get the results. And if you want to talk to her, I say
Mhm.
do it. Just have the conversation. You might be better than you think you are. And then
Mhm.
you can, if you want to schedule her a 20-minute session with her, calendly.com/healthy sales chick/20 men, MIN. So
Mhm.
these will be there. And of course, when I post it on the page, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. I'll post the links in case you missed it or but go back and replay it and share this video for somebody else. And Miss Nancy, that journal, I'm liking that. Where can we get that?
You can just go to my website to order. You can get it through Amazon, but Ali, I like to save people money. And
Mhm.
so they can order it through my website and get free shipping, and they save $5 on it
Oh,
again, because I mean, even though it became Amazon bestseller, Amazon has plenty of money and you can save some money if you
right.
just order it through my website.
And what's your website?
Is www.thehealthysaleschick.com.
Cool. So, Miss Nancy, don't go anywhere. We're going to run just a quick little commercial and we
Okay.
will be right back. But when we come back, I just want you to be thinking about, what are the last words of encouragement or the last words of, or even action steps, whatever you want to leave the listeners with. And again, you can remind them how they can follow you and connect with you as well.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
For being such a wonderful listening audience, whether you were listening live or on the replay. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, Making Connections with Ali and Shay, so that you can get notified every time we go live. Do you have a burning message to share with the audience? Contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com with your topic idea and your message to be booked on the show. And if you're an inspirational speaker or a motivator or simply seeking a platform to share your message, contact Miss Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime right here on the Making Connections Network. Again, contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime, your own radio show right here on the Making Connections Network.
Hey, we are back. You are listening to Making Connections with Allie. I'm Allie. And we have been talking to Miss Nancy White. She is the healthy sales chick. She is a wealth of knowledge. She is no, there's so many words I can say about her, but her desire is to help people, to
Mhm.
encourage people, because maybe you missed it when she first came on. She said she's had different businesses. Some of them flopped, some of them flourished, some of them were sold, what have you. But she's just like us. She's been in different stages of life, and what she has learned, she wants to share it with somebody else because she wants you to thrive, not just survive. So, Miss Nancy, I definitely want you to tell people how they can follow you and just your last words of or encouragement or what have you for the people.
Well, thank you so much, Ali, for allowing me to be a part today and just to have a fun conversation with you. And you do such a great job helping people to get information out. So people
Thank
can get in touch with me through Facebook, through LinkedIn, on Instagram. And you can just look for the Healthy Sales Chick and it'll pop up. But I wanted to give one quick tip because of COVID and all these things.
you. Hmm.
There's a really simple solution to help your prevention, and it's keeping saline in your nose and like even rinsing your eyes before you go into a store or whatever and put your mask on. But it's 1 cup of water you boil, a half a teaspoon of sea salt, and a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and you mix it and then let it cool because viruses cannot live in a saline environment. And if we are keeping saline, especially in our nose and our eyes, and then just thinking about ways to build your immune system up right now, again, it gives you more peace of mind that
Right.
we're doing our best and God's going to do the rest. But if we do get sick, we do the best we can to just counterbalance and to get over those things and get built back up again. So anything I can help people with tips, Ali would be more than happy to.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you because, like I said, every time I speak to you, every time I reach out to you, it's always a good result. I always feel better. I always know that, maybe I'm not ready for this right now, but whenever I am, there are options. And so, again, we've just been trying to encourage you, let you know that life is worth living. Don't make those resolutions that with a 30-day turnaround that are impossible. Truly think about it and realign yourself with the goals that serve you and your families, that will make you the best person, that make you feel good, that make you want to get up and do that goal. If it's something you're dreading every day, that might not be your purpose. So something needs to change. But you don't have to do it overnight. I'm not telling anybody go out and quit their job. Hey, you got to have a job. You got to have to be able to, but
Mhm.
make those steps, make that plan. Isn't that right, Miss Nancy?
Always, Ali. We always need to have a plan, and we have to have, the blueprint. That's why we have business plans, for our businesses. Well, why not have a business plan for your life too? So
Right.
whether it's your health or whatever it is. So yeah, we need to have a plan so we will succeed.
Amen. So, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We are here every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. And you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you miss something, this video will be placed on our Facebook page. Go back and listen. Listen as many times as you need. Share it with somebody that might need a word of encouragement. We're here for you. And until next time, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Bye, Miss Nancy.
Bye. Thank you.
Time to make a connection. Yeah, right.
Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Allie. And guess what? I just kind of wanted to share a little something with you guys. I am on a journey. um, this is not my first time on the journey, but I think this journey will be different this time. And it is a health and wellness journey. And it's not just about eating, but it's about everything. My mindset, my stress levels, all that good stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I have a platform. And guess what? I can find an expert that could come on and share with all of us, tips to help us live better. And because, I have friends who are also on the journey. So I wanted to help all of us. So I'm going to introduce you to our health and wellness expert. She's a holistic nurse practitioner, and she is going to be on the Making Connection show every first Monday of the month. That's every first Monday at 2 p.m. How you doing, Carrie Ann?
Hey, Ali, I am doing fantastic. As you can tell, I am outside enjoying the sun so that I can get
Yeah.
some vitamin D a little bit naturally. So I'm super excited to be here. My name is Carrie, and as Ali said, I am a nurse practitioner specializing in women's health, and I'm also a holistic health educator. I have spent several years on my own health journey, and from my experience, I realized that we need additional assistance naturally and not always on the traditional method. So I formed Just Green Living, and now we're rolling out Kicking the Fast Food Habit. So if you are looking to learn how to incorporate healthier eating habits, this is the place to be. If you want to learn how to decrease stress levels and have better coping mechanism, this is the place to be. There are things that we can do naturally. If you're having trouble sleeping, I know that's a huge thing, especially right now during the pandemic. So, how can we incorporate it? Natural things that we could do naturally to improve our sleep? Stay tuned here. this is also the place if you want to just learn how to do simple activities at home. A lot of us are not able to go to the gym as in this time, so we can do a lot of things at home, and we don't have to make it hard. So simple things we can incorporate to get us through that door because we're busy with our kids, we're busy doing life. So stay tuned. Join us here every first Monday of the month at 2 p.m. on Making Connections with Ali on Making Connections TV. I am super excited to be here, and I am can't wait to see the journey that we take together moving forward. Back to you, Ali.
Hey, thank you, Carrie Ann. And I already, just her being outside is making me feel good. And before the show came on, she was dancing and everything. So Carrie Ann embodies a lot of energy and a lot of wisdom. If you want to know more, take this journey with me. It just come support me as I try to sleep better and live better and be an example to others. So, as she said, every first Monday, right here on Making Connections. You can follow us also on Instagram and Facebook. In case you forget, the flyers will be there. Or you can reach out to us at 980-389-6826. That's 980-389-6826. See you first Monday, Carrie. And as always, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes.